أما بعد أحبتي في الله نعيش مع كتاب الله مع صورة أخرى ومعنى عظيم في هذه الصورة مع صورة هود. My dear brothers and sisters, today we are going to extract the most important objective and goal of Surah Hud. There are three surahs following each other named after prophet. Yunus, and then Hud, and then Yusuf. There are other surahs named after prophet, but those are following each other and actually revealed with this order and revealed in a time that was very difficult for the Prophet Muhammad and his companion, where the mushrikeen squeezed him so much and the Prophet lost his supporters, as many of them died, and he couldn't have the same environment as before, and was even more difficult for his companion. And when you are in that situation, you might lose hope and you'll be kind of desperate. And that's why these surahs came first to maintain the heart of the Prophet and his companion, to tell them you have to stay fast on the path. And that's why the Prophet said, شَيَّبَتْنِ هُودٌ وَأَخَوَاتُهَا. When you shape, one develop like a gray hair. We have different reasons having gray hair, yes? But the Prophet having the gray hair because of an ayah in the surah, as many scholars have stated. The ayah, that's one of the main message and the main ayah in the surah. And by the way, as there is a main message in the whole chapter, there is a main verse almost you can find in every chapter. The main verse for the briefest surah, Surah Yunus, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يَظْلِمُ النَّاسَ شَيْئًا وَلَكِنَّ النَّاسَ أَنفُسَهُمْ يَظْلِمُونَ. If you understand that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never wrong any person, that Allah will never oppress anyone, however, people are wronging themselves. So what happened because of the consequences of their actions? Believe in that, you understand the whole subject. And the main verse in this surah, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْتَ وَمَنْ تَابَ مَعَكَ وَلَا تَطْغَوْا إِنَّهُ بِمَا تَعْمَلُونَ بَصِيرٌ وَلَا تَرْكَنُوا إِلَى الَّذِينَ ظَلَمُوا فَتَمَسَّكُمُ النَّارُ وَمَا لَكُم مِّن دُونِ اللَّهِ مِنْ أَوْلِيَاءَ ثُمَّ لَا تُنصَرُونَ. So the ayah number 112. And the simple meaning for this, so be steadfast as you are commanded, O Prophet, along with those who turn in submission to Allah with you. And do not transgress. Surely He is the all-seeing of what you believers do. And the following one which connected to this, simple meaning for this, and do not be inclined to the wrongdoers, or you will be touched by the fire. So when the people are desperate, they are between 2 or 3 choices. One of the choices, they give up and they lose hope. Or they became violent and they transgress others. Or they incline to them, or they follow their ways. So they lose their identity, and they lose their plan and their goals, and just they go with the flow. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him, no, you stayed on istiqamah, do not do this or that. And that's really important. This is a message not only for that time, even for our time. No doubt the victory for Islam. And Allah said, وَكَلِمَةُ اللَّهِ هِيَ الْعُلْيَا. The word of Allah is above all others. But the result's not in our hand. We have to believe in that. فَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ الْعَاقِبَةَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Be patient, because the good result for the pious one, the good end, are for those granted taqwa, the people of piety. So istiqamah is not something that's easy to keep. So that's why you steadfast on the path. So this surah teaches us how we should work with hope and not changing our principles just because of the situations. And teaching us through ayat, verses, wisdom of Allah, and stories. And from the beginning, this is a clear reminder for the main objective, like, for the Prophet ﷺ. You should not look at the result. That's not in your hand. Just do whatever Allah asks you to do. كتاب أحكمت آياته ثم فصلت من لدن حكيم خبير ألا تعبدوا إلا الله إنني لكم منه نذير وبشير. You give bishara and indhar. You give glad tidings and warning, and make the message clear, and it's not in your hand, the result. So it's very clear from the beginning, tackling all of the questions that they might face. And Allah told the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, فَلَعَلَّكَ تَارِكٌ بَعْضَ مَا يُوحَى إِلَيْكَ وَضَائِقٌ بِهِ صَدْرُكَ أَن يَقُولُ لَوْلَا أُنزِلَ عَلَيْهِ كَنزٌ أَوْ جَاءَ مَعَهُ مَلَكٌ إِنَّمَا أَنْتَ نَذِيرٌ وَاللَّهُ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ وَكِيلٌ. It's very clear, summarizing the message. So you are in a situation that's difficult. Many other prophets went through the same. So this is the teaching by example. We need, all of us, example. We need stories that give us more hope. And that's why those stories came to maintain the heart of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. كذلك لنثبت به فؤادك. And another reason we reveal Quran to you, to maintain your heart. And one of the amazing story that you expect that it will be mentioned, the story of Prophet Nuh. As he was calling to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala longer than any other prophet. And as a result, how many one believe in him? وَمَا آمَنَ مَعَهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. There are few of those that believe in him and they follow his message. And not only this, the closest people to him, they were among those who rejected his message. His son and his wife. It was not that easy for him. When you hear a story like that, what you're going to tell about yourself? What are you going to talk about yourself? You know what? Oh, the struggle that the Prophet Nuh faced more than anyone. And I have to just stay on the message without flipping, without changing my principle. As he stood in that, and he just followed what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told him. Even after Allah told him, none of them, they will believe after this declaration, إِنَّهُ لَنْ يُؤْمِنَ مِنْ قَوْمِكَ إِلَّا مَنْ قَدْ آمَنَ. Just those, they believe, that's it, and there is no hope for more. Allah told him to construct the ship. And you know what? to build a ship, and you don't have a previous experience, and in the middle of the desert, Allah knows if there is a suitable wood for that and other things, that's how many years it takes. And every time they make fun of him, and he's still being patient. It's not that easy. They were not gonna believe, there's no hope in them, Allah made it clear, and that's many years, and they make fun of him. Imagine, every single day they make fun of you. We say now, oh, we're living in Islamophobic environment and Islamophobia raising, what this? This is nothing. This is nothing compared with all other prophets faced. And many of those prophets actually being killed. So what are they taking? Oh, some people, they are ignorant. May Allah guide them. Arrogant. What we can do for them. So all of those situations should not make you change. You have to have istiqamah. And at the end, Allah said, فَاصْبِرْ إِنَّ الْعَاقِبَةَ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Be patient, and the good end for the pious one. And then the stories that comes after, that's a story of Prophet Hud. And here, it's amazing the conversation where they rejected him completely, and they accused him. They said, you know what? There's something wrong with you. Some of our gods touch you with something, so you are saying the insane, like in words. He said, "Inni ushhidullah wa ashhadu anni bari'un mimma tushrikuna min dunih." He made istiqamah right away. It's a clear manhaj. And I'm not going to do this and that. I'm going to leave you for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَكِيدُونِ جَمِيعًا ثُمَّ لَا تُنظِرُونَ إِنِّي تَوَكَّلْتُ عَلَى اللَّهِ رَبِّي وَرَبِّكُمْ. If you read it carefully, that's actually explanation for the general command that mentioned at the end of the ayat. فَاسْتَقِمْ كَمَا أُمِرْ. This is explanation for that. How you make istiqamah. You should be distinguished and leave them for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do your duties and do not worry about the result. Do not worry about them. فَإِن تَوَلَّوْا فَقَدْ أَبْلَغْتُكُمْ مَا أَرْسِلْتُ بِهِ إِلَيْكُمْ وَيَسْتَخْلِفُ رَبِّي قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ وَلَا تَضُرُّونَهُ شَيْئًا إِنَّ رَبِّي عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ حَفِيظٌ. Beautiful words. Go back and read it and reflect upon those ones. Then the story of Prophet Salih with his people. وَإِلَىٰ ثَمُودَ أَخَاهُمْ صَالِحًا. And what happened at the end? Who was granted for all of those stories the victory? Who was? All of those prophets, they made istiqamah, they have a good end. And that's give you hope. After all of struggle, there's a good end. Prophet Ibrahim, look at the result, what happened. Prophet Lut, the struggle they faced, different type of struggle, and good end at the end. Prophet Shu'aib, they accuse him so much as well, and have a good result. Prophet Musa with his people and with Fir'aun, and what the end was. It's amazing things. What's matter? The hereafter. And where there are two groups. فَمِنْهُمْ شَقِيٌّ وَسَعِيدٌ. There are people, there will be people of Sa'adah, be granted the ultimate happiness, or in the contrary, where others being in a miserable situation forever. And by the way, there's an expression here in the ayat mentioned only in this surah. In other ayat, Allah will say, خَالِدِينَ فِيهَا أَبَدًا. They will stay forever, and use Allah word abada, forever, in Jannah or hellfire, in some verses in the Quran. But this is the only position in the Quran. Allah said, خالدين فيها ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك. ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك. Which actually, that expression used by Arab to mean that forever. So خالدين فيها أبدا, as long as heaven and earth is still in contact, إِلَّا مَا شَاءَ رَبُّكَ. So that expression, it's actually replaced the word abada, as, in their poetries and in their slang and their talks, they use, that expression. So the ayat goes on and giving advice how you can make istiqamah. The following ayat until the end of the surah, that tells you how to make istiqamah. So one of that, أقم الصلاة طرفي النهار وزلفا من الليل. And then ayah after that, اصبر, be patient. And then, there's ayat, to maintain your heart. This is a beautiful surah. Those are calling to the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and making da'wah, they should refer more often to this surah. They go back to this surah. Sometimes we look at the quantity, but this surah tells you, no, the most important is the quality. If we're looking at the quantity, that means Nuh was not successful? No. It's not about the quantity. It's about the quality. Sometimes we make a da'wah and we go straight da'wah and we'll do, there's no good result. Nobody accept. It's not in your hand. It's not your business. Make istiqamah. Do not change your way. It's not based on the result. What you are doing. Question yourself now what you are doing. At the moment when the Quran revealed, nobody knows what's going to happen. Yes? When there were those ones. The Prophet ﷺ knows because Allah promised him. Others, they don't know exactly, because they have many issues. Some of their companions, some of their friends being killed. Some of them hiding their iman. But Allah is telling them, be patient, Allah will grant you victory. And that's what happened years after, shortly after, that's what happened. Allah grant victory for you. It's a beautiful surah, and one of the reason that's named after the prophethood as the speech of Hud that he gave his people, representing the advice that each one of us that needed. We need to memorize those ones, and we reflect on those words and practice those words in our life in order that Allah will grant for us the istiqamah. أعظم كرامة هي الاستقامة. The great honor, if Allah honor you, He will make you steadfast on the path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala maintain our hearts. Ameen. اللهم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلوبنا على دينك. اللهم يا مصرف القلوب صرف قلوبنا إلى طاعتك. آمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. آمين.